Alright guys, how you doing? It's Rabea. I hope you're all well. So I wanted to make a quick update video because there's some really exciting stuff been happening recently that I wanted to share with you. First of all, VOWER have a new single coming out. I can't tell you what it's called or when it's coming out, but we've been hard at work trying to get that ready. And the most exciting part for me is that I've engineered and recorded and mixed all this by myself. Which is a departure from how we've normally done things. I like to be the sort of producer element in the room while an engineer who really knows what he's doing with capturing all of the sounds, and I just get to give you the sonic vision, and that translates through to the engineer's work and all that stuff. But to save a bit of money, we decided that I would give it my best shot because I have a studio. All that being said, this is a residential building. It's not necessarily designed as a proper recording studio, but I have had some more work done to the space to give it more isolation between the control room and the live room. And you know, I picked up some new equipment, some new microphones and stuff like that to try and give it my best attempt at capturing the best drum tones I could in this space. It's worth saying that I'm really a student of engineering, student of mixing and all the rest of it. So it's been a really positive challenge to do this myself. With regard to the drum recording, just to give you a little more detail on that, like I said, this is a residential building, so it's not designed for that, but I've been able to utilize some interesting things like the stairwell that leads up to my mix room. I've put a room mic in the stairwell to capture some room ambience. Got a room mic in here. With regard to some of the new gear that I picked up for these recordings, I got a bunch of new universal audio microphones that are designed to work in conjunction with something called Hemisphere, which is a UAD plugin that you use with the interfaces, which is essentially like modeling technology. In the same way the UAD plugins allow you to load up a model of, say, a Neve 1073 preamp, I can use these particular microphones to model different microphones. For example, this is an SD1 microphone. Some of you may be looking at this thinking it looks like an SM7. The cool thing with this particular microphone is using the Hemisphere plugin, you can actually model an SM7B from Shure or an RE20, as well as other microphones, and it sort of adds this coloration to the sound of the microphone. And to be perfectly honest, I'm really impressed with the technology. Like, I don't know what kind of modeling technology it is, whether it's just an EQ profile or whatever, but it really does sound different depending on what you're trying to use. I've got overheads up here as well that are basically modeling C414s, AKG. And then on top of that, I've got these room mics that are called Sphere mics, and they can model like a stereo pair of ribbons or like U47 or whatever. Like, there's a bunch of different mic profiles with the plugin, and that's been really fun to like flick through, choose a sound that works best for the sort of space that we're in. And all this kind of modern technology really helps people like myself in spaces that aren't necessarily designed for recording drums to be able to do that more effectively and get the results that you're after. This isn't any kind of sponsored plug or anything. It's more just, I'm a big fan of Universal Audio. I've worked with Tom for years with UA stuff, and to find out these mics do what they say they do is actually really impressive. So, but let me give you a quick demonstration of how the drums sound in this space. What you're about to hear, I'm just going to try and play a little bit of drums, but everything you're hearing is like naturally captured. There's no samples on it or anything like that. And to be fair, I've also got to say it's just a once over quick mix down of the microphones so that you can just hear that it's a little bit more than this space, that it sounds a little bit bigger and more impressive than the space that I'm stood in. So, you know, to give you an idea of where I'm going with all this. So check out this little drum clip and let me know what you think about the drum tones. Okay, so I'm sat in front of my kit. I'm recording the audio straight into the interface at the same time. But it's worth saying I don't really play drums anymore. I love drumming. That's what I started on before guitar, but I don't really play anymore. This is just the general sound of how the kit sounds. Straight in, I've done some light EQ and compression across the board, and it's a blend of like everything from the room mics in the stairwell, room mics here, and everything. So Some of the new gear that I got alongside the microphones for the drum recordings was actually a new snare drum. I got myself a Gretsch Bell Brass 14 by 6.5, and it's an absolute beast. As I'm sure some of you guys know about this snare drum. We actually used one on the VOWER EP. It was one of the original ones. This is one of the more modern ones, but it's an absolute peach of a snare drum, and it's just made the drum recording more enjoyable to get a really good snare recording on the in. So I'm very excited about that. Got a new snare drum for that, so that's cool. And I got a new microphone coming tomorrow, which is the Neumann KMS105, which I'm going to be using for snare recording as recommended by Nolly and Pete Miles from Middle Farm. If you guys watch Nolly's mix breakdowns or recording breakdowns, he really likes this microphone in particular. It's the KMS105, actually meant to be a stage vocal microphone, but has really good noise reduction, or should I say like noise rejection, except for what's right in front of you. So apparently it's really nice on snares. So I've picked one of those up from Anderton's because I'm really excited to get into more recording. I have to say I'm massively proud of the captures that we got of the drums. All that being said, we also recorded real bass cabs, real bass amps, real guitar and amps and cabs. So this whole recording is done, I guess, the real way, in the sense that, you know, it would have been far too easy to load up, you know, Archetype Rabea, GGD and create a song that way. But, you know, with this kind of stuff, really wanted to go the extra mile and create something a little bit more individual to our sound. It's been really fun, and there is a little bit of Archetype Rabea sprinkled in there alongside the other guitar tracks, but what you'll basically be hearing with this new single is pretty much 95% completely captured in this space, the guitars, the bass and the drums. So I'm very excited for you guys to hear it. On top of that, VOWER's headline shows in December, on the 5th and the 6th of December, are pretty much sold out, which is mental because we originally had one show, then we added a second night that's been selling a little bit slower because, you know, we're a new band, so I understand there aren't that many people that are aware of us yet, but really excited to play these shows. We've got a bunch of new material, some surprises in there, and there's only about 25-30 tickets left for the extra date that we added. So if you want to come and hang out, I'd really love to meet you all after the show. We're going to be hanging at the merch desk, and there's a bunch of new merch as well, stuff that we're going to be showing you guys on the evening. But it'd be really nice to hang out and say hello to everybody and share this new music with you all, because I'm really passionate about this project. We're all very proud of what we've done so far, and there's a bunch of new music to share, so it's going to be really exciting. So I'll put links in the description box to those gigs. If you're interested in coming, then follow the link and you'll be able to grab a ticket. Like I said, there aren't many left at this point, so it's pretty exciting, but hopefully you can grab one and come and see the show. Another piece of exciting news is I've now received the prototypes of my Sterling artist model sabers, which are due to be released at NAMM, and I can't show you them yet because we're still tweaking them a little bit, but I have to say I'm really excited about them, and I think they're going to be really good. A lot of people have been asking me, and I'm so grateful for that, and I do understand that the Ernie Ball Music Man American made ones are a pretty penny. They, you know, they're custom made guitars, handmade guitars, they cost a lot of money, I understand that, but to be able to bring out these Sterling versions and for them to be good and sound good and play and look nice and all the rest of it, I'm really excited for you guys to see them, and anyone that wanted to pick one up, I sincerely hope you enjoy it. But I'll be updating you more about those guitars in the coming weeks when I'm allowed to show you them and talk about them just before the NAMM show. But just to let you know, we're in the process of tweaking them now. Very excited about them, so I just wanted to let you know that. I guess in case you missed it, I've got new transcriptions with Sheet Happens, new tab books, all that stuff. They've got the Grinding Gears volumes 1, 2 and 3 are on the way, but 4 is now available. But yeah, in case you missed it, that's some of the new transcriptions that I've got available, and we are looking into doing VOWER transcriptions for all those that want to learn the VOWER stuff too. The last thing I wanted to say was just thanks for bearing with me over the years with everything that I've been up to, whether it's music, different projects, bands, traveling, like whatever it is that I'm trying to get involved in. You guys have always been so supportive, and I just genuinely appreciate everybody that keeps this crazy music career of mine going, and I'm forever grateful. So I promise to keep providing music and riffs and good times and good vibes here in this YouTube community. So thank you all very much for that. So anyway, that about wraps it up for this little update video. Hope you enjoyed it. Links in the description box to all the above. Would love to see you at the VOWER shows at the end of the year. In any case, thank you all for watching. I've been Rabea, and I'll see you all very soon.